I'm not moved by people's perceptions of me. I focus only on the controllables, which are me and my actions. What experience do your mind revert to and figure out what limiting belief did that create? Every experience that so-called made you insecure is supposed to make you strong. It's just about perspective. Shame on me for changing. Okay. Hey sisters, it's your girl Julescia Shuntrel. If you don't know me, you are going to know me because we are starting kind of a podcast talky talk series called Mirror Talk, where I will talk about healing, growth, my personal journey, and just being real with myself, facing myself, while also giving y'all the tools to face yourselves. I'm really passionate about this topic because I am going to school to get my master's in social work. I got my bachelor's in psychology. My interests are post-traumatic growth, positive psychology, and I just want to put my footprint in the world. Just push this narrative of being real with ourselves and facing ourselves even if it's hard. We can look at the hard things in ourselves and look at it in love and not shame. So today's topic, starting the talky talk, is facing self-esteem, is facing insecurity, figuring out what is insecurity, where did this come from, why are you insecure, why was I insecure, why can I be insecure in some instances, why does it come up in certain environments and not in the other. We're going to dissect insecurity. We're going to speak life into ourselves. We're going to be real with ourselves, and yeah, that's what we're getting into today. Okay, now if y'all see me looking forward, I'm looking at myself. If y'all see me looking down, I'm looking at my phone because I have notes. Okay, so let's get into the talky talk. First, we are going to look up what is insecurity. We're looking at the textbook definition of insecurity, and of course I will put it on the screen. But insecurity is defined as a feeling of inadequacy, lack of self-confidence, and anxiety about one's abilities, goals, or relationships. It often manifests as a self-doubt, fear of rejection, and a constant need for validation. Insecurity also refers to a state of instability or lack of safety, such as financial or emotional insecurity. With insecurity, I know from my experience, I used to talk to myself so bad, so negatively, and the first topic I want to hit is being mindful of what you say to yourself, even if you are experiencing that feeling of insecurity. So we're going to tackle what we say to ourselves, and we're going to tackle also what we accept that people say to us. When you speak negative to yourself, your subconscious doesn't know you're joking or not. I truly believe that the words that you speak over yourself, the words that you accept from other people, those become your identity. I remember being in high school, being in middle school, being in high school, being in middle school. Ugh. Relax, girl, relax. Keep that in there so y'all understand. You know, because I'm still working on myself as well. But I remember being in middle school, being in high school, and being so subconscious, being stuck in comparison to, you know, what other women have, not even women at that point, but girls, what other girls had as far as clothes, shoes, the guys that wanted to talk to them. And I remember just talking to myself in ways of, like, you know, calling myself ugly and saying that I'm shy, not deserving of normal things. Like I didn't play sports, I played softball, but it was only for validation because my friends were playing softball. But I can't think of anything where it was just like, you know, Julescia wants to do this because Julescia wants to do this. Also remember a lot of instances in my household where family members would speak things over me that wasn't necessarily something that I should have latched on to. And with that, I now see that some of those things, most of those things, definitely followed me into my adult years. And I'll give you a great example so you can apply this to yourself and think about this with yourself. I remember one time I wanted to sing, and I went in the kitchen. I was singing this song, and I felt like I could sing so good. I was so confident, and I remember singing in front of my cousins and my I'm gonna just say my family. I was singing in front of my family, hoping for a reaction of, you know, affirmation and like seeing me, but it was the complete opposite. And I'll refer back, not necessarily to that same event, but I wanna, being real with myself is being able to face and say, That experience right there, think about what that experience speaks to my heart as a child. It said, Julescia, you're not enough. Julescia, you're not adequate. Julescia, you're embarrassing. Julescia, you're shy. Julescia, don't do that again. You know, all those, the critic that's in your ear. The critic that's in your ear is not in your ear for no reason. It's in your ear from experience. And I know those were one of the experiences that flustered my mind when I would try to put myself out there. I would try to go and make friends when I would see a cute boy and want to talk to him and didn't have the courage to talk to him. When I wanted to wear certain things and didn't like my body, I will revert to instances and examples like that, where experiences like that, it framed limiting beliefs in my head that I had to really face. Because it's like we can have limiting beliefs in our mind and not even know it. I didn't understand it. The limiting belief that I am not enough, the limiting belief that I have to work and fight for love was all over my life. You know, it was all over my life. It was in my life by, you know, the friendships that I had. It was in my life by boys that I did accept. It was all in my relationships. You can see it. Speaking of insecurity and the things that you say to yourself, I challenge you to think about, how do you talk to yourself? The things that you say to yourself, would you say to your sister? Would you say to your brother? Would you say to a stranger on the street? Would you say it to a child? I want you to dissect how you show up, and I want you to see if it's any limiting beliefs in those. I'll give you some examples of limiting beliefs that I have had, and maybe that you have them as well. So I wrote some down related to my spiritual growth. A limiting belief that I have experienced is everyone knows better. So when somebody does something to me, I assume that they knew better. Even after people know better, they should change. I assume that immediately, and that's not true. Here, I'll look up some so it's not just about me, and I'll go in detail about those. Limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained, often false convictions about ourselves, others, or the world that act as an invisible barriers restricting personal and professional growth. A limiting belief can be, as I said, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve success. I'm not smart enough. I can't do that. I'm too young. I'm too old. I'm not talented enough. I'm not worthy of love. I can't trust people. I'm not attractive enough. I'm always unlucky. I'm not creative. I never find my purpose. I need to be perfect. I can't handle rejection. And the list goes on. And yeah, just understanding that, I would say I came to the realization about how I talk to myself when I seen the consistency of events that I would experience, and I seen it vividly by journaling. I would recommend journaling to anybody. I would recommend journaling to any and everybody. You know why? Because you give yourself the space to really just woof, so, and just let it all out. And when you see all of that on the paper, when you see it all on the paper and you reread, you can really dissect and see, okay, that's that, that's that, that's that, you know. And I'm gonna show y'all some of my journals. And you know, with me getting, okay, with me getting closer to Christ, it was always me journaling. At first it was like journaling to myself, and then it shifted to talking to him and them. But I'll tell you from experience firsthand that journaling allows you to see yourself better. And when I was able to see that I didn't talk to myself in that certain type of way, I didn't talk to myself in a way that was useful for my growth, it gave me the platform to just be and let it all out, not to be judged, not to be witnessed. You know, I have the privilege to write what I want to write, let it all hang out, and nobody to come look and tell me this is not right, you know. And it even taught me to see the things that are not so cute, not so good, and not judge myself. I think most times, you know, we as women don't like to face ourselves because it's hard, and I admit that it's hard. I had I fought very hard to get to this point where I can just sit with myself, look at something, and even now, still looking at some things and like, you know, having to renew my mind about a topic. So it's very understandable, but I really want it to be a normal thing to be able to dissect and go back and think, you know, this happened to me and it's still showing up in the present. We have to learn how to let things be what they were. I said before that in my other YouTube video that all the experiences that would come up in me that created those limiting beliefs of not being enough, of being insecure, of not being worthy, not being attractive enough, and not being the girl who's going to get chose, you know? I always wanted to be chosen. Those experiences oppressed me in that moment. They oppressed me in that moment. I felt oppressed. Going back to the example, I felt oppressed going to sing for my family and receiving rejection. You know, rejection became so normal to me. Not gonna lie, it's still normal to me. It's still normal to me. Um, actually, actually, no, it's not. It's not normal to me. Rejection is not normal to me. Rejection is not normal to me. That's what that looks like. That's what that looks like. That's being able to see yourself and heal yourself and really think about your framework and face it and say, that's not what's going on no more, because that's not what's going on no more. I am God's daughter. We are God's daughters, and rejection is not our portion. So I was on the road. What was I talking about? I was saying that, so those experiences that would come up in my mind when I am pursuing something that is not familiar to me, I would say, they oppressed me then. You know, I felt oppressed then. I felt lowly then, but I don't have to feel that way now. It comes a point in your life, it comes a point in our life where we have to look back and say, you know what? You don't have any control over me no more. You don't have the privilege to tell me how I'm going to show up now. You don't have the privilege to tell me that you're still insecure, you're still shy. Actually, I'm outgoing. Actually, I'm gorgeous. Actually, God intentionally made me. On June 28, 2002, at 10 something in the morning, he said, Julescia, come, I want you here. You know? And same for you, whenever your birthday is. He said the same thing for you. Understanding that really reframes how you speak to yourself, because if the most high God, if the creator of creation says that I am the opposite of all these things, every experience is like, man, and it's like the enemy. I wouldn't even say always the enemy, because let's not even talk about him. Not even always an enemy, but every hard experience is for our greater good. Every experience that so-called made you insecure is supposed to make you strong. It's just about perspective. So when I look back at those experiences and I think, man, yes, they hurt. Yes, they hurt very much, but they also made me stronger. Now I'm able to see myself. Now I'm able to know what I like, what I don't like. I want to also push the narrative of, I think I touched it already, but I want to touch it one more time, ladies, to find the root. Find the roots. And I give myself an example. There's a lot of abandonment, definitely abandonment issues, which definitely makes a child insecure. Growing up in the time we was growing up, being a black girl, I don't know, just colorism, I would say. Just not feeling attractive, not feeling cute. Even if I was being told it at home, it's like, I don't know, it was something as far as the world and the standard that I wouldn't latch on to, you know, with seeing myself in a good light. And I would say my root personally was just all those experiences. Figure out what experience do your mind revert to, and figure out what limiting belief did that create. And when you figure out that limiting belief that created, I want you to reframe that limiting belief into a I am. And we're going to get into I ams, which is my favorite topic. It has saved me, because you can't get in a right frame of mind to talk to yourself positively right away. I would say to start with I ams, and I'll explain what I ams are. I ams are basically affirmations to yourself. This is what I have right here. I have I ams, and I would tell you exactly the things that I say to myself. And I don't mean the generic I ams where you're like, you know, I am enough, I am attractive. No, I want you to dissect how you talk to yourself, and I want you to say the complete opposite. The I ams, I want you to come up with them exactly catered to your wounds. So this is a personalized thing. I will be very vulnerable, be very transparent about what I have told myself. So from that experience I told y'all earlier in the video, let's just use that one. I used to feel like I can't take up space. I try to get out of people's hair, feeling like I need permission to be in a space, to show up, to say something, and all the things. So I'm going to read all these I ams. I feel like a lot of women would benefit from this, so I'm going to put them in the description. And I also want to say that every negative, bad word, identity label that the enemy, yourself, or anybody around you, whether it's a friend, a family member, a teacher, whoever, anybody who has said a bad word to you as far as a label and you have accepted it in your heart, I want you to, these I ams, they are tools to cover that bad thing. We need positivity. We need God's truth to cancel out whatever the enemy tried to have going on, because that's not what's going on. So just understanding me, so-called shy and insecure and not enough, take these and run with it. So, and repeat after me if you can. Repeat after me if you can. I am healthy. I am not hard to love. I am not too much. I am friendly. I am likable. I am full of good intent. I am governed by the Holy Spirit. I am athletic. I am fit. I am wise. I am intellectual. I am a reader. I am aligned with God. I am known by God. I am called by name. I am unique. I am a great cook. I am a fast learner. I am free. I am debt free. I am the lender and not the borrower. I am a woman who doesn't need permission. I take up space. I am vocal. I am bold. I am unapologetically me. I am solidified in me. I am solidified in my path. I am solidified in God. I am the Ferrari at the light. I'm going to say that one again. I am the Ferrari at the light. I am not competing. I am not comparing. I am one of a kind. I am me. I'm better than every difficult moment. It will pass. I love myself at and in every evolution, both beneficial and non-beneficial, good, bad, or indifferent. I honor myself for operating in the fullness that I could at every moment, in every space. We're going to read that one again. I honor myself for operating in the fullness that I could at every moment, in every space. I'm proud of myself for the bravery to grow. I'm proud of myself for finding tools and figuring things out. I will give myself grace to figure it out, grace to stumble, grace to pause. I highlight and I cancel all contracts and agreements that doesn't serve me for my highest good. I release the need to be right and make everyone else wrong. Everyone is dealing with themselves, not me, including me. I don't have the need to be accepted. Don't take anything personal. If people lie to themselves, they will lie to you. I do not allow others to make me their enemy just to avoid that they are really their own. I'm not the authenticity police. I give myself permission to evolve as often as I need to. in any way that I need to with no explanation. Let's read that one again. I give myself permission to evolve as often as I need to in any way that I need to with no explanation. I have a lot. I have to undo a lot. We unlearning. What I say matters. I bring a lot to the table. I am the table. God will send my people. I am wise with the boldness God placed inside of me. I don't dim for nobody or no circumstance. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconnection. I value myself. My words edify, not tear down, especially to myself. I'm not moved by people's perceptions of me. I focus only on the controllables, which are me and my actions. I am the coolest. I don't make decisions off emotions or feelings. I know how to feel and not submit to those feelings. What I say isn't right or correct. It's just how I perceive based on my own feelings, beliefs, and opinions. My ability to be real with myself, about myself, allows me to be real with myself concerning others. We accept from others what we accept from ourselves. I am never responsible for the actions of others. I am only responsible for me. I don't make assumptions and go with them. I ask for clarity if I am confused or if I have a concern. I have the courage to ask questions. Assumptions are no equal to truth unless proven. Everyone has the right to tell me no or yes, and I have the right to ask, as well as say yes or no. I communicate what I want clearly, so there's no confusion. My words are for creation, giving, sharing, and loving. Anything opposing doesn't have root. Yeah. Okay, last page. I am God's daughter. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am enough. I am worth it. I am beautiful. I am seen. I am impeccable with my word. I am God's warrior. I am a woman of favor. I am a woman of God's grace. I am a woman of God's mercy. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not below. I am powerful. I am purposeful. I am a virtuous woman. I am meek. I am empathetic. I am prophetic. I am profitable to God. I am wise. I am validated by God. I am seen by God. I am loved by God. I am heard by God. I am a carrier of change. I am the remnant. I am divine. I am feminine. I am intelligent. I am smart. I am creative. I am an inventor. I am God's offering. I am a billionaire. I am a philanthropist. I am the beginning of 1,000 generations. I am a public speaker. I am a great wife. I am a great daughter. I am a close friend to God. I am God's confidant. I am a listener. I am a woman who understands. I am a purposeful real estate investor. I am a purposeful psychologist. I am a woman full of knowledge. I am a woman of godlike meekness. I am a mother of many. I am a mother to my children. I am an empty vessel for God. I am confident. I am a billionaire. I am a giver. I am a healer. I am a seer. I am a woman with influence. I am a woman surrendered to God. I am emotionally mature. I am spiritually mature. I am teachable. I am adaptable. I am knowledgeable. And I am biblically literate. I am anointed. I am favored. I am divinely blessed by God. And I am chosen by God. That was nice. But yeah, I challenge all of you to really dissect yourself and sit with yourself and, you know, figure out who you are to you. Do you show up for yourself in action and in words? Because we can't show up for other people if we don't show up for ourselves. We lack in other relationships if we lack with ourselves. It's so freeing to see yourself in full. When you stop being so scared to look at that hard thing, you're going to be free. Nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing to be scared of. And I pray that this talkie talk was a blessing to the woman who watched it. I pray and I hope that you know that you are enough, that you are worthy. I pray that you face yourself and figure out what those limiting beliefs are. I pray that you can take these I ams that I gave and even come up with some of your own. I pray that I'm pushing love and I'm pushing positivity and that you ladies can accept it. So, you know, yeah, that was a good talkie talk. Thank you for staying this long and tuning in to Mirror Talk. So, yeah, I'll see y'all in episode 2.